The anime starts off in the snowy mountains as a hunter and his dog attack a brown bear. The dog runs at the bear and the hunter aims for the scope of his rifle. Some hikers in the distance hear the gunshot of the hunter's rifle firing. Concerned about how close it was, they make their way to a nearby cabin for safety. The hunter managed to wound the bear's neck, but in exchange his dog lost its life. And leading away from the dog's corpse, a trail of blood and paw prints. Having found the cabin, the hikers breathe a sigh of relief, but then the brown bear shows up, bloody, angry, and ready to charge. It almost seems like the end for the hikers until a man, Juzo Fujimaki, steps forward to defend them. The bear attacks the man, charging forward, but he uses his leg to kick and stop it in its tracks, backflipping into a fighting stance. Bleeding from the nose, the bear fiercely roars and raises its paw to attack, but the man judo shoulder throws it to the ground. He turns to the hikers who watch in disbelief and tells them to get out of here. The hikers run away, leaving the fight, but just before escaping, using a camera, one of the hikers takes a picture of the battle. Some time later, police and investigators arrive at the cabin the bear attack took place. According to witnesses, the man that saved the hikers lived in that cabin and worked as a boka for about a year. And based on a picture the hiker took of him, he's also the prime suspect in a 7-year murder investigation. The investigating officer for that case tells the man in the picture Juzo Fujimaki was a martial arts fighter who killed a robber who broke into his master's house, and now he's on the run. Interrogating the hikers, they tell about how the man fought the bear and flipped it on its back. Seeing the massive amount of human blood and even the bear's corpse buried in snow, the police conclude that Juzo must have fell off the cliff and believe very little that he's alive. But the investigator, taking a look at the bear's body, having a fractured jaw and broken neck, thinks otherwise. Downtown at a job site across from a dojo, the manager announces today's jobs, and among the workers is Juzo. He asks another worker who the group of guys over there smoking are, and the worker tells they're bad news, paid thugs who work for the business. The manager calls Juzo telling he's got another checkup today, and the boss wants to talk to him. The doctor who's been fixing up Juzo's bear injuries is amazed at what a quick and near full recovery he's made, but Juzo himself is in disbelief at how he was wandering the woods, wounded and covered in blood, when men in black brought him to an unlicensed doctor and gave him a job. To him, it was all too good to be true, as if they'd been watching him for a very long time. Just then, the boss walks in cheerful and lighthearted, amazed at what progress Juzo's physical recovery has made, and asks if he's now ready to work for him for real, telling he knows that he's an ex-martial artist and now wanted criminal. The boss promises to not sell him out if Juzo fights someone for him, but hearing that he's being offered to fight another human, this awakens Juzo's inner fighting wolf. He puts the wolf to sleep and tells the boss he won't fight another human, and the doctor vouches for him, saying he can't, since his body isn't even done healing yet. Later, outside working on a job, Juzo sees the thugs harassing and standing in the way of the students going to the dojo across the road, until the master, Shino, arrives with his daughter, ordering them to get back inside the dojo. He's also the same person the boss wanted Juzo to fight. Shino tells his students he's going to the dojo, and Shino sees Juzo staring off. Him and his daughter continue to the dojo, and a co-worker of his tells Juzo what's going on. The boss, Kurigami, is really after the dojo, so if he causes trouble and sends people to start fights, he can get it for a cheap price. There was once a yearly tournament to decide the strongest fighter in all the dojos. After winning, Shino was at his prime, to which he built that dojo and made a lot of money. Then, 3 years ago, it all went downhill when he lost in the first round of the tournament. He lost most of his fighters and a lot of his money. Elsewhere, the investigator searching for Juzo goes to an old shrine to see a woman, Seiko. The woman goes to Juzo's old master to tell him he was in the mountains in Hokkaido, and they say he fought a brown bear and won. Walking down the street, a man, Tenba, is lost and looking for Shino's dojo. Passing by, he sees and asks Juzo if he might know where he is. Juzo points the way, and the man asks if he also trains at the dojo, which he says no, and that he hates fighting people. But in astonishment, Tenba tells he's got to do some kind of fighting, looking at his physical body. Continuing on, Tenba eventually finds the dojo and enters. He greets and interrupts the students during their practice, asking where the master is. The senior student tells he's out, and Tenba is disappointed. Instead, he looks to the senior student, saying he's come to challenge him. The senior student jumps in for a kick attack, but it's blocked and he's punched in the face. Elsewhere, Shino is teaching a police class on combat. He sees a wanted poster of a man rumored of fighting a bear in a ramen shop. Juzo is finishing up dinner, until outside he's met with the boss's thugs. They start harassing him in the alleyway of the shopping district. But surprisingly, Juzo doesn't strike back and takes the hits and punches as they come. Until jogging by is Tenba. Seeing the fight, he takes care of the thugs and asks why the hell Juzo didn't fight back, knowing he could have easily beat them in a second. Juzo tells he hates fighting people, but while talking to bringing out Juzo's inner wolf. And it's the same for Tenba, and so he challenges Juzo to a fight. He stands in a fighting stance and gets ready, but then sees a bleeding wound on Juzo's chest. Tenba refrains from the fight, telling he doesn't like winning unless it's a fair fight, and in agreement, they both go their separate ways. After the fight, in the job site office, the thugs tell the boss what happened, and he scolds them for getting beaten up by a random guy, until a rock gets thrown in the room, thrown by the daughter of Shino. She runs away across the street. The thugs chase after her, but just in time to escape, Juzo lets her into a shop to hide. The thugs run right past the shop, and after they're gone, Juzo takes the girl to a play park to talk, asking why she threw the rock. She answers in a way so emotionally complicated. I'm not even gonna try bother just watch the clip.
Thanks. I got mad.
You should go.
I hate everyone who's a martial artist.
Pep talk, and she leaves soon after. The next morning at a police station, the detective goes to hear about a man who got beaten up by a thug at an alleyway, and they say that man could just be his suspect, but just then, leaving the job site for good, Juzo walks out to witness the thugs kidnapping Shino's daughter. She fights, kicking and screaming, but they still manage to get her in their van. On the drive, the thugs call Shino to tell him his daughter has been kidnapped, and if he ever wants her back, he should come alone. Waiting at a bamboo forest, just then, Juzo arrives to see Shino's daughter bleeding. Seeing this triggers old, bad memories, and all of a sudden, the rule of not ever fighting humans again disappears. He goes berserk and fights the thugs, breaking their bones and smashing in their faces, but at the end of it, retains control and is able to calm down. After the thugs have been defeated, just then, Shino arrives to save his daughter, and she tells how Juzo took care of the thugs for her. Glad she's okay, he tells her to go wait elsewhere while he talks with Juzo, knowing he's the wanted criminal who fought the bear. But that talking suddenly turns into Shino himself challenging Juzo to a fight. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, comment down below your thoughts. I'll leave the name of the anime in the comment section and description, then I'll see you in the next one. My name's IWD Recaps. Peace out.